Well, good morning. I'm off work now, and I'm getting ready to lie down for a while. I started work at 2 a.m. in the morning. Actually got out of bed around quarter after midnight. And so, for all intents and purposes, I've been up all night. So I'm feeling kind of tired now, and I need to get to sleep. But I wanted to make another video and upload it, just to keep going on it. It's something that I like to do. I realize that I'm not a professional at this, and I never will be. That's just not going to happen. But if I can get some kind of ideas across and help people to formulate theirs better, then I'm doing something. Or if I can make contact with a friend, maybe smooth out the hate wave that might be going through somebody's mind, then, I feel like I've done something constructive. I think what I'd like to talk about right now is the ability of the human being to adapt to just about any kind of condition that you can think of. In fact, I think back on some events in my own life, like let's take, for instance, the first day I went to school. I don't really remember what it was like on that first day. I can't remember anything about it. But I do know that it had to have been traumatic, and that I was probably filled with fear and agony, because I was leaving my parents behind. They had protected me. They had offered me, they'd given me protection for some 5 years. Now they were turning me loose in a school with other kids who I didn't know. They were all strangers to me, and a grown-up teacher who was a stranger to me, and what was going to happen to me. I know that must be what I thought. But I got over it, and when I looked back on it later, I know that I must have felt like, well, that was not as hard as I thought it would be, and so that experience is over with. The first date, the first kiss, the first everything. There's so much anticipation and anxiety and fear of rejection, fear of all kinds of things, that something might go wrong. And then, it's over with. It's gone. And that experience is done with. You've had it. Graduating from high school was the end of 4 years of schooling, which for me, I felt was absolutely unnecessary. I still think it was. The job that I got at Roebling, New Jersey, was not necessary to have a high school education. Anybody could do that job with a 6th grade education. But the point was that I did get through it. I finished what I started, even though my parents told me that if I didn't, they would kick me out of the house and I wouldn't have a place to live. I would have to go out on my own and figure out how to make a living. And that was something that I feared greatly in the beginning. But when I left high school, I couldn't hardly wait to get a real job. And when I did get one, and I ran into some of the other people in school that used to give me a hard time and pull my chain, they seemed to be nicer to me, because now they were without a job and they were broke and they needed money. So they were very nice to me. And sometimes they would ask me for a loan, and I would always turn them down, because I figured it was their problem, and I still think it is. I think it's my problem if I owe money. I really do. I don't think it's somebody else's problem to solve. Basic training. The first night of basic training was, for me anyway, an absolute nightmare. I just thought to myself, I actually volunteered to go through this shit and have somebody threaten me, belittle me, and insult and deride me and make me feel like a slug, or at least attempt to. This just is, it's beyond. It's completely unacceptable. But I had to go through it, and I did. I made it through. Some guys didn't. Some guys didn't. Some of them a lot stronger and more intelligent than I am couldn't make it through basic training. And there's a lot of reasons why, which I'll discuss in another video. But the main thing is to remember is that, yeah, I got through that. And then there was 4 years of active duty, which I got through just fine. I was part of a number of military operations that are still classified today. And they were actually missions that were perennial in nature. They were always there. It's something that was always going to have to be done and always classified. Oh, excuse me. So I got through that. And then, I got through the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And, therefore, if anybody doubts that you're going to be successful at something, you may very well be unsuccessful. It's very possible that you will be. But it is assured that nothing is going to come of your efforts unless you try. You just have to try things. That's all. You have to go through these sequence of events that people go through in life. I went through them. My dad went through them. Mom went through them. May not have been the same thing, but they were similar in their effect on our maturation. So I leave everybody with that thought. Just think about it for a while. And the next one I'm going to make has to do with basic training of in the United States Air Force. Thank you for listening.